Aussie.
All right. Tuesday, first stream of the week. Depending if you call Sunday or Monday the first day of the week, I guess. But here I am. And I get ready. Well, thing, if I'm waiting for people to go, I'm going to make a cocktail. What are we doing here? Do this, do that, do the other. Okay, I saw a video Greg shared of someone playing Red Dead Redemption on a small CRT monitor. Hello. Gotta decide what I want to do with cocktails. I got one idea. Monty Barrico. I've been meaning to make that for a while. Whiskey Amaro Sweet Vermouth. Ooh. What have I been making? Wait, what YouTube am I logged into on this browser? Let me have a look. Ooh, a very generic one. Ooh. The thing I always like to see from Nick's Wine Merchants. Wholesaler clearance, 45% off. I don't need more whiskey. I'm not going to do it. Hey, Home for the Elderly. How you doing? Just as you might be able to guess, I'm toying with ideas of cocktails and possibly even buying more alcohol. Well, that's interesting. I'm not signed in on that one. Yep, let's try that. Let's try that. No, this laptop doesn't have any way of... Actually, that's not... Yeah, okay, I'm signed in. Just fucking let me go, Google, maybe? Stop fucking with me? Oh, I should give us more data about you. Why don't you, like... Fuck off, Google. Just throwing it out there. My video. I just want to look at what have I been doing? Have I been doing enough of a mix? So Paloma, okay, a highball, clarified cocktail, cherry and rum old fashioned, another highball, tropical gimlet, so that's a sour. Okay, boozy stirred drink, another boozy stirred drink, another boozy stirred drink. Martini, classic improved whiskey cocktail. Dwight Monkey, Fosbury Flip. Okay, maybe I should do I just haven't been in the mood. I've got all these recipes for flips, like cocktails with eggs in them, and I have not felt motivated to make a cocktail with egg in it. I'll pin that to the taskbar. So the shorts, low ABV, martini alternative, stirred rum cocktail, another low ABV, Manhattan. Oh, I went through a whole cycle of lower ABVs in shorts. Daiquiri, another daiquiri, Manhattan version, Cuban. Okay, I don't know. I think I've been doing a decent mix of cocktails. Or maybe I should do the same type of ones over and over, quite honestly. Okay, let's get rid of that. So, ideas for tonight. Monte Barrico, whiskey Amaro vermouth, so a Manhattan variation. Tiny Sparrow Martini, which is not really a martini at all. Get to use my kumquat liqueur because the original recipe has calamansi liqueur, which is a Filipino equivalent of kumquat. And do the Norwegian wood as an old-fashioned. You know what? I feel like I want to do that. Copy. Okay, so I've got to do the new recipe. Call it an old-fashioned Norwegian wood. Oh, wait, apparently I spelled Norwegian wrong. Okay, so damn. Okay, where are we? So that's going to be a full-length video. And it's like that recipe, but with no sweet vermouth. Okay, so I'm going to make that because I like the sound of that. So after talking, went and loaded all the CDs in alphabetical order and put them in Discogs. Okay, nice. Listening to Velvet Rope by Janet Jackson. Good album. Take Your Break. I know. Nice. Break just in time for the stream. Nice. God, you only got 1,000 CDs. Dang. Lots of physical media. Okay, I have an orange, which I'm going to use as a garnish. Which, I might have changed the stickers on the orange from a cheaper orange to that one that has better peel, because fuck the police. All right, let's do it. Put that back there. Got my orange peel for a garnish. Hey, howdy, Heine. How you doing? Damn, 846 CDs. It's really getting up there. And Ray's, hey. All right, I'm going to make this cocktail video. Enjoy some old-fashioned Norwegian wood. crack in it. I don't know. All right. It's going to take a minute, of which I mean 5 minutes, to set up. Why don't I do this one? I don't know. Because see, I definitely have some mild form of long COVID because I just get this tiredness, like not falling asleep tiredness, just like a physical. Ugh. And it's not that hard to fight through, which is why I say it's a mild version of long COVID, because I've heard so many stories about people just being incapacitated for months on end. But clean out the old files. Okay. No images. But I definitely did not feel like this before the last time I had COVID. It is the old age is when I can't get off the lounge without going. Ugh! That's how I explain my age. People say, "Hey, how old are you?" It's like can't get up off the lounge without making a noise. Years old. That is a definitive indicator of age in my book. That just getting up from sitting down is like, ah! And that's me. All right, let's fucking do this. Just reformat. So like the easiest way to delete files off this GoPro is to reformat the SD card each time. You can do it manually, like remove a file at a time. But I usually want to remove all the files. So to do that in one stroke is reformat. Okay. When I made a new batch of my brown sugar liqueur too. I might even taste that tonight. It's had a couple of days for the flavors to all blend nicely. See, why are people walking up the hallway loudly? Right, Aquavit. All right, this is my bottom shelf. Things I need. I'm going to get apple brandy. And Aquavit. Oh my god. Okay, I am. Is this one the Aquavit? Stockholm Syndrome. Jesus, I hardly used any of that. And I have a French apple brandy because I'm a fancy boy. What looks like a German World War II hand grenade. Wish this bottle was clear, actually, because it's a really interesting shape. If it was clear, I'd keep it and put things in it. Yellow chartreuse. I don't have any sugar syrup here. I should go out and get one of my sugar syrups, which will just take me a minute. You feel like COVID's affected what we do now? Oh yeah, no. There's so many complications. So many people don't realize. Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. It's hard to tell how much you have left, and it's not as much fun to reuse it. Years you've been trying to build, now move, just restart. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to get one of my sugar syrups, and I'll be back, as Arnie would have it too. Just look like we're doing something. Okay. Decided to go with my Lily Pilly sugar syrup, made with local native fruits, like berries, that grow naturally. This fucking door, man. Sometimes I feel like just doing the bastard fix on it and shoving it in there with super glue. That's not how you're meant to fix it. And I followed a YouTube tutorial and it doesn't work because something's fucked. So you'd have to replace the whole doorknob. And the landlord can't be fucked doing that. So I just don't know what to do. Okay. So, and I'm going to give myself a cherry as well because I'm a special boy who deserves special things. Okay. And my phone for the recipe. Okay. Is my Trello. Come on, update Trello. Okay, my Trello is doing something weird. I'll restart it, see how we go. Yeah, that's more like it. Like forced to refresh. Ooh, and there's my cherries. I'm just gonna get everything ready. Get my cherries ready. Stab. Ooh, got one. Pretty bad skewering though. I'll just re-skewer it. Right, so that's ready. We'll stir this sucker so we get that ready. And where's my fucking... Oh my god. So, look, it wouldn't be me if I didn't forget something. I've got my stirring finger in the dishwasher still, I'm assuming. Be back in a minute. Alright. Got my Magic Gazregan stirring finger. Okay, so 1 ounce of aquavit. Okay. Get this ready. Alrighty. Let's make this sucker. Wise up, sucker. Echoed. Apple brandy. There is not much of this left. A 1/4 ounce of yellow chartreuse. Right, basically, just all the yellow chartreuse I've got left in this bottle. I have one more bottle. Okay, the bastard GoPro decided to switch off when it still has 40% battery, which it does sometimes, but at least when I wasn't doing something. So it's actually quite easy in the editing. It just means I have to go out and get... I'm sorry I keep going out and coming back, but I'm doing it again. Oh, sorry, I just saw Dave Cameron think I should do absinthe and Coke. It's not bad. Oh dear. This has been so exasperating. I don't think I'll make another cocktail video. But I might. Who knows? Okay, so GoPro. Take that battery out. Should have known it was going to do that, actually. Shouldn't have taken the risk, but... Well... Yeah, only live once. All right. Just gonna put the sugar syrup in. All right, so I might just keep going with the second half of the video. Put ice in. And stir it. Give this a jolly good stir for 20 or so seconds. That's about right. Ooh, this has got a bit of zing, this one. Okay. Oh, just noticed how much bubbles this supposedly clear ice actually has in it. But we're committed now. It's okay. Strain this in. Do the orange peel. And the cherry. All right. Just a cocktail made. Now I got to do the talky bit. So you can go away. Ooh, and I'll take a photo for the thumbnail. Do that. Empty bottle of chartreuse. And just rid of orange there so it looks a bit nicer. And take a picky chewer. Oh, there's a car going past. Just slightly more professional with my photo. Can't be fucked putting too much thought into it. I'll try portrait style. See if I think that's better. Probably will. Okay. After all that shenanigans, to do the talking. Been walking the walk, talking the talk. Okay. Hope this isn't dragging on too long for anyone. I mean, it probably is. It's just the way it is sometimes. Okay. Just get this lined up properly. That looks a bit great. Okay. We're ready? We're ready. G'day, cocktail lovers. This cocktail is an old-fashioned variation that started out as a Manhattan variation. Namely, the recipe I found was called a Norwegian wood, and it followed the Manhattan template, except it split the spirit into two spirits, and it split the modifier into two modifiers. And I looked at it and I thought, if I take out the sweet vermouth, it's going to work as an old-fashioned, and I love experimenting with old-fashioned variations. So that's what I did. So I guess this is an old-fashioned Norwegian wood. The Norwegian part came from the aquavit that's in here, because a lot of aquavit comes from that part of the world. This is actually an Australian aquavit that in a pun they call Stockholm Syndrome, which I really like. It's from the Never Never Distillery in South Australia. It's one of their experimental series. They do some very interesting stuff. I do love their product. I think they got bought by one of the big distributors. So, you know, great payday for the people who did an independent thing, and I like that. I mentioned it's a split alcohol base. The other half is apple brandy. I'm using a French apple brandy for this because it's the type I have on hand. But of course, apple brandy is made around the world. You might have one you like. Feel free to use that, of course. I mentioned two modifiers in the original. It was sweet vermouth and yellow chartreuse. And I thought, I'm going to keep the yellow chartreuse, but drop the sweet vermouth. So to be more like an old-fashioned. The recipe actually said ½ ounce of the good old yellow chartreuse. But you see this bottle is empty now. I used the last of it. It was actually a little bit more than ½ ounce, but that was the measurement in the actual recipe. And now I need to try it. So it's just been given a nice light yellow flavor by the brandy and the yellow chartreuse. But what has it done taste-wise? Ooh, it's a really rich herbal old-fashioned. This would legit be great if someone who's a bit scared of like whiskey old-fashions because the whiskey taste is too strong for them. This is, it's a more exotique version. As I said, it's herbal, it's sweet, it's really tasty. It's got some complex flavors in there. I'll show you how to make it. In a mixing glass, we put 1 ounce or 30 ml. In a mixing glass, we put 1 ounce or 30. Wow, can't say mils. In a mixing glass, we put 1 ounce or 30. Oh my God, why do I keep stuttering there? In a mixing glass, we put 1 ounce or 30 mils of aquavit, then 1 ounce or 30 mils of apple brandy, then just ½ ounce or 7½ mils of yellow chartreuse, and then I was doing ½ ounce, same amount, 7½ mils of sugar syrup. Add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the drink, and then straining that into a rocks glass over a big chunk of sexy clear ice. And for a garnish, because it's an old-fashioned, my favorite old-fashioned garnishes, and a maraschino cherry on a... For a garnish, as it's an old-fashioned, I like to use a twist of orange peel and a maraschino cherry on a skewer. Interesting bit of trivia, interesting to me at least, is aquavit translates as water of life. If you know languages, that wouldn't have been a surprise to you. But what I find interesting is the number of spirits around the world that the name of them translates to water of life. Whiskey is from the old Gaelic, Uisce Baha, which is water of life. The English used to call it aquavitae, which is Latin for water of life. I read even vodka comes from the Russian word for life. So, man, people have really liked their booze in the past, insisting on calling it the water of life. When I was tasting this, I thought it was missing something. I'd forgotten to put a dash of bitters in. So now I'm going to do that and see how big a difference it makes. Just one dash I'll start with and give that a quick stir. This is an imperfect way to get it in there, but I think it'll work. Now I'm going to taste it with just that one dash of bitters. That is definitely better because it's cut the sweetness a bit. I think I could maybe do 2 dashes, so I'm going to try one more. Hopefully that's not too much because you can't take the bitters out. It's taken on more of a reddy hue because that's the color of the bitters, but let's give the 2 dashes version a try. Yep, definitely better. It definitely needs the bitters. It cuts the sweetness. It was pretty good without the bitters. It's better with it. Actually, I'm going to go on record. It's considerably better with it. It's amazing what a little dash of bitters can do. It can just elevate a drink, and that's why we use it so often. So I hope you've enjoyed me going through this and seeing me make a mistake and correct it after the fact. I could have reshot the video. I'm too lazy. I did it once, and that was it. And plus, I thought it would be interesting showing you that I forgot the bitters and see what it tastes like with it. So if you've enjoyed this, and I hope you have, I hope you come back and see me again sometime soon for some more cocktails. But I'm going to sit down and enjoy this. I hope you're enjoying yourself wherever you are. Until I see you again, I'll say cheers. What a silly Billy forgetting a basic thing like that. Anyway, any gosh darned way. Throw that in there. And just in case I make another cocktail, I want to put that in there. Okay. Now, if everyone hasn't gone because I've been ignoring you, I'll sit down and say hello. Very rude of me, I know. About 20 minutes of me faffing around there. Ooh, turn that off. And no, I'm just going to sit down. Oh, good Lord. Okay, I'm back. So what were we talking about? Taking pics. Oh, right. Yes, no, he has heaps of Blu-rays and DVDs and laser discs. All right. Oh, man, that's actually really good. I know. At least alcohol will never desert me. How to sound like a sad, desperate alcoholic. Say things like that. Oh, all the Blu-rays are on Plex. Nice. You probably saw I watched Gladiator 2 on the weekend. It was fine. Nowhere near as good as the original Gladiator. Dying? Me too. From alcohol poisoning. No, not really. Actually, if I did what I did last Friday night, if I did that every night, I'd be dead from alcohol abuse inside a year. That was a stupid amount of alcohol I drank, and I will not defend my foolish behavior. Yes, I'm not dying, but my liver is. Well, you know, the liver is evil and must be punished. It knows what it did. Orange is really interesting. When I peel, I get a lot of pith, but it's actually really easy to trim it off. Sometimes I find it difficult to trim it off. Oranges are weird, man. They're all different. They're not all the same. Okay. And I'm going to put my knife out of the way. Oof. Okay. It happens, to be honest. Sometimes you just got to pitch. What, and this is probably true for almost everyone, unless people, I mean, a lot of people consciously set out to binge drink. They consciously set out to obliterate themselves. I didn't consciously set out to do that on Friday, but I started with a couple drinks. Then I wanted to have a couple more. And then I was at a tipping point where I didn't realize I was having too much. And you're just gone when you get to that point. When you don't even realize that you're drinking too much, you're just gone. Happy to let a lot of these Blu-rays go, but you want to keep the ones that have extended versions. Oh yeah, good special features. Again, that was one of the real magic elements of DVDs, not just being able to watch the movies in high quality. I mean, not as high quality as Blu-ray, but so much better than VHS. But the dawn of extra features. You get such good extra features on a lot of DVDs and Blu-rays. Yeah, I did. It was good. No, I wasn't. Yeah, I absolutely agree. If the booze makes you aggro or depressed, you definitely want to stop. But yeah, all the aggro depressed alcohol abusers keep you in work. No, I did have fun. Oh my God, that last half hour of the stream where I just kept saying, I'm going to go get some ice, which I legit don't remember doing. I remember when I rewatched it, I remembered most of the bits, but every now and then I was like, I don't remember that. And it's like, weirdly, I don't remember saying I'm going to get some ice 50 times. I think I do remember when the lads were taking the piss that I was just going, oh yeah, you know what? Fuck you both. Because what was left of my brain at that point was going, yes, they're laughing because I'm being silly drunk. And that's fair and legitimate. Ooh, I'm a fan of that. I think it might even be better with a smaller amount of green chartreuse, yellow chartreuse. I literally just put extra in because it was the last bit in the bottle. Ooh, maybe I'll go to the one place where I got the chartreuse because worldwide shortage of it and get another backup bottle. Got to try and squeeze another 30 or 60 nap in. Yep, okay. Get a nap in before work. I'll probably still be here. Ooh, what have we been putting on the Discord? Oh, I'm not seeing anything new. Anyway. Gonna finish drinking this. Oh. Well, I think I want another cherry. Just because I'm a special boy, you deserve it. And that one cherry I speared looks a bit sad, quite honestly. Get myself another cherry. Oh, you watching the Dr. Carl show? Yeah, I watched a bit of that the other day. Saw that he was doing how cricket balls are made. Oh no, it fell off the skewer. Oh, there you go. Now I've got two. I was trying to get two, and then I didn't even have one. Oh, sorry. You're just doing DMs. I thought you were posting pictures. Often when people say, check the Discord, they're posting pictures. But that's okay. DMing. Man, I think this is fermenting. Why that pops so loud. I think I'll finish it. Let's see if it poisons me. Well, you know, you got to go, you got to go. That's what I say. So what was I seeing Dr. Carl doing? It was the cricket ball. It was ginger beer, non-alcoholic ginger beer. What else was on the ones I saw Dr. Carl finding out how things work? There were a couple. It's all good, guys. Send in the DMs. I was just misunderstanding. I'm not demanding anything. Hello, Madam Butterfly. Stopping in to say hi. Go back to sleep, by all means. If you're capable of sleeping at this very early hour for you, you should definitely sleep. I was thinking I might start collecting pins. I've just got a couple of pins here. I was thinking as we come into winter in a couple of months, I often wear like a denim jacket to work on the not really cold days, just when it's a bit cool. Maybe start putting pins on my denim jacket. I did see Strictly Ballroom at the cinema because I'm old. You watched it for the first time on ABC, or at least the year you're born. It's been a hot summer for everyone. Like, seriously, the last few years, Melbourne just kept dodging the hot weather that every other state, apart from Tassie, was getting. Like New South Wales, Queensland, South Australia, Northern Territory, WA were getting fucking hammered by blistering heat, and it kept missing us. Not so much this year. Longest run of hot days we've had in like 5 years. Even you saw Strictly Ballroom at the cinema. Yeah, I mean, great movie. Had a dry thunderstorm. We had a surprising amount of thunder yesterday. Very small amount of rain, maybe a couple millimeters, but a lot of thunder, which I wasn't expecting. Well, then now I'm hooked on because Briggs released a new track called Manara, which is Yorta Yorta for thunder or just big noise. And it's really sort of a banging anthemic one. Briggs does really good anthemic tracks when he wants to. Like the one he did, I think they used in the Indigenous round of the rugby league called Here. That is a fucking banger. It's a really good call and response one, and it does it two different ways, which I quite like. Track's called Here, and he goes when they ask me where I'm from in the show, say here. When they ask me where I belong, I say here. When they ask me where I'm going, I say here. When they ask what I'm dreaming of, I say here. And then there's a bit where I can bet you'll never forget who we are. Then you say, I am. We are here. It's just a fucking thing. If you've never heard any Briggs tracks, go and check it out. Wow. Okay, that's a take. That's a hot take. Paul Mercurio looks like Friendly Geordies. That's a hell of a take. In the eye of the beholder, I'm going to say, Safa. Maybe they both have jaw lines. Is that it? Now I'm going to bring up Paul Mercurio. Paul, and not Paulie. No, American comedian and lawyer? Fuck off. There he is. Okay, we'll specify young Paul Mercurio. And go images. Okay. Let's go. Here's a bunch of young Paul Mercurio pictures. Does he have? Oh, he does. He's got a jaw. I have to admit, just super jealous of Friendly Geordie's jawline. Like, even when I was skinny, and I was in my early 20s, I was skinny. Not skinny, but compared to what I am now, skinny. And I did not have a jawline like that. I just have a rounder head. All right. You know what? I'm going to say it's a stretch. I don't know what anyone else thinks. He does have a striking jawline. Did I see a comedy movie he did with Rosie O'Donnell? I did not. What is S&S, by the way? S&M. Okay, he did an S&M comedy with... That sounds vaguely familiar. Exit to Eden. Okay, yes. Okay. As soon as you said S&M comedy, I'm going, okay, that sounds vaguely familiar, but yes, I don't think I've seen it. I'm aware of it. I knew it came out. Exit Eden. It was okay. I didn't venture far into the CBD. I thought there were fewer cars in the train station car park than there had been pre-Christmas. But I didn't really venture much around the city, so I couldn't give a thing. There weren't that many people in the office either. There was a few. Ooh, okay. I stopped at the supermarket on the way home specifically to get an orange because I was out of orange and I need orange peel. And I got a few things that were on special. Fucking big ass pizza, fresh pizza, not a frozen one, frozen, not frozen, fresh. Barbecue meat lovers pizza, like fucking huge. So I only had half of it for dinner, and I'll have the other half of it tomorrow. Yeah, dude, I fucking love the specials. What did I get? I got an ice cream that was on special. I got cheese that was on special. I got the pizza that was on special. I got chips that are on special. I was just like, oh look, that's half price. I'm getting that. I'm incorrigible. Pasta with parmesan, nice. What type of pasta was that? Yeah, in fact, I could have got more half price things. Like there were these honey soy chicken skewers that were really cheap that I was tempted to get. And I was like, oh, I actually have other things to eat at home. And because this is, the reason it's cheap is it's at its use by date. So I'd have to eat it sort of straight away. I was like, oh, you know what? I've decided I'm getting the pizza, not getting the chicken too. Okay, so spaghetti. So it was literally just boiled spaghetti with parmesan, no sauce or anything. Oh, dude, caring about use by dates, that's for the week. I don't think it was particularly windy, but I wasn't paying attention, so who knows? It is the way it is sometimes. Okay, and a pasta sauce. Yeah, okay. So you're getting windy. I think because God, they're predicting hot on the weekend and through Monday next week. Let's have an exciting conversation about the weather. What are they saying? Le Bureau. Okay, the app's not loading for some reason. Actually, sometimes the Wi-Fi down here gets fucked. I think that's the problem. If I switch off Wi-Fi, do I have to maybe I need, there's an extender in the hallway and it's been there 7 years. Maybe I need to get another one. Maybe it's dying. Little Wi-Fi extender. Well, let's see. I switched the Wi-Fi off, so it'll be going with 5G. Does that load? No. Okay. I think the app is fucked. I think that's what's actually happening here. All right. I'm going to put Wi-Fi back on. Actually, though. Sorry. People like to give whack. I don't bother renaming Wi-Fi's, but this is the first time I've seen this. One of my neighbors has a Wi-Fi called I Did Your Wi-Fi Last Night. And then there's also I Did Your Wi-Fi Last Night in 5G. So that's the first time I've seen that. Kudos. Yeah, now this laptop is connected by a cable. Got a hard line to the modem. I don't rely on Wi-Fi for streams. Oh, wait, actually, the way I could tell for sure if I just use speed test. Yeah. No, I'm getting proper speeds. So it was actually just the bomb app that was fucked. Actually, it's a little bit slow, the Wi-Fi. Not terrible. 20 down and 13 up, which is about half what it is on a good day, actually. But it's working, so that's the bomb app. Yeah, so the Wi-Fi extender is just out there in the hallway. And I think if I moved the Wi-Fi extender into this room, it might be too far away from the actual base station. So yeah, but it's all good in the hood. All right, so I got a bunch of orange juice to make tomorrow. So I think I'm going to make another clarified cocktail. I was actually toying with the idea of doing something non-alcoholic, a clarified mocktail, but I don't think I will. I think I'm going to go with a boozy clarified cocktail just because I can, basically. Oh, God, your family's aircon's getting replaced. Well, I hope it goes smoothly. Hey, Pat, how you doing, man? Yeah. Oh, shit, you want that before? Oh, God, so you're not getting it till Tuesday, and Monday's like a killer. Damn. But there's probably going to be still shit heaps hot days to come. That's what I was going to see if they started predicting Tuesday yet. But talk about the weather. Oh, there we go. It's loaded this time. Oh, yeah. Shit. It's going into Tuesday 39. So we're going Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday 31, 38, 39, 39. Fuck that. So, yeah, Mrs. Angry is not going to go into the office next week. Fuck, I might not. I might just say, I might lie and say she's sick and I'm staying at home. Honey, back in 10 minutes. You better be. Surface timing you. Damn. Okay. Jesus. Another burst of hot. Okay, I legit think I won't go into the office on Monday and Tuesday. Fuck that. Yeah. I was just thinking about it and going, yeah, fuck that. Just though getting on public transport and even the short walks in that sort of heat, I'm like, oh man, fuck that. Yeah, no, summer is overrated. Spring and autumn is where I don't like winter. I don't like really cold. As I said about a million times, my ideals like 22, 23 Celsius, sunny, maybe a light breeze. After 25, it's getting warmer than I like. 30 is too hot. So yeah, multiple days at 38, 39, 40 plus is just fucked. You like it a bit warmer. 26. 26 is a bit warm for me. I don't hate it if it's 26. If there's a breeze, I'm going to be okay. I just won't go in direct sun. Like be somewhere outdoors shady with a breeze. I'm not doing that tonight, Pat. It's like a Friday night thing. The leaves changing is nice, and early spring with the flowers is nice. Winter's just bleak, everything's dead. Summer's too fucking hot, often. But I was saying, what part of autumn's annoying? Cleaning it up. Yeah. We have a few trees around here that drop a lot of leaves, lots of leaf waste around here in autumn and going into winter. In fact, the neighbors have got this huge fucking tree. I don't even know what it's called. Mrs. Angry would know what it's called. It has those really big fleshy leaves. Like I've seen it houseplants called. They don't actually grow bananas, but they were called like banana plants. Oh, you're actually in hospital, Pat. You got Wi-Fi in the hospital. Nice. I do remember I streamed from the hospital when I was having my sleep study done, which was about 5 years ago. Well, I hope they're looking after you, big guy, because we all want you looked after and getting a good result. You go tell them there's a bunch of people watching. You got a fan club and people want you treated well. You know, I have not. I'm just going to have a little taste of this. My rum brandy whiskey liqueur, new batch. I haven't actually tasted yet. So let's pour a little bit in the glass and give it a go. If anyone wants to join Blu-rays. Oh, okay. Hell. Dude, if you want, put them in the main Discord if you want. Or a teaser for them in the main Discord and ask people to DM you. But definitely put something in the main Discord if you want. Oh, no, we have not talked about the Chinese AI, which is showing that the stock market generally and the AI hype specifically are absolute bullshit, because it's just like just the existence of this apparently fairly effective Chinese large language model AI wiped $1 trillion off the value of some companies. Just like, yeah, because it's not real, is it? It isn't real. These valuations are not real. It's made up fucking bullshit. That's why I always like prefacing. People talk about, oh, Elon Musk is the wealthiest man in the world. Well, at least 90% of his wealth is imaginary. It's totally imaginary and can never be anything apart from imaginary because it's tied up in the stock price of companies that he has stock in. And if he started selling it to try and realize the wealth, the stock price would plummet and go down to close enough to zero. So, but he still has control over far too much wealth and capital, and he is a piece of fucking shit. Well, no one's great at the stock market. It's just that it's gambling. I saw that they were saying there was a cyber attack, but it may have simply been too many people trying to sign up to it. It'll be a little while before that's clear, if ever, because the Chinese companies can be very secretive, and it does kind of feel like any Chinese company is just an extension of the Chinese authorities. Oh my god, that's so fucking good. Yum. I love that liqueur. You saw the news actually said it was too many people. Yeah, because initially it was being reported as a cyber attack. Chinese ones, open source. OpenAI used to be, but they turned off. Yeah, because everyone involved in OpenAI is a criminal and a con artist. It's that fucking simple. I'll wander a little bit into pseudo conspiracy territory. It is not unreasonable to hypothesize that this Chinese AI model being released and apparently being orders of magnitude cheaper than the American AI models, it could be being radically subsidized by the Chinese Communist Party to destabilize American companies and the American economy. Oh yeah, we did actually talk about it a bit today. One of my nerdier workmates said he set up an independent instance of it and said it was actually really quite impressive. Like, he was not using a web version. Like, he downloaded it and set up his own instance of it and said it worked quite well. Oh, Trump's fucking disconnected from reality, and that's not a groundbreaking thing to say, but God, the executive orders is just like he's just taking a chainsaw to the world. What I still think will be funny if Trump's various disconnected, unhinged actions end up doing something good, because he could easily do something good by accident. But I mean, all he's really interested in is the exercise of power and abusing his position to advance his own wealth. Yeah, that's one of the things I heard. But again, not to sound too paranoid, but you can't necessarily trust what Chinese companies say. Executive orders in and of themselves aren't authoritarian. Trump's an authoritarian, though, and he's just doing an unhinged shit, like just going, yeah, no, we're going to stop all funding to any alternative or renewable energies. That's un-American. And he's just like, God, you are such a fucking. But he's doing it because he can. And those pathetic, weak Democrats are just like, oh, he's just doing stuff again. Yeah, you know what? Your fucking president could have just done stuff too, but you're weak as piss, and you are the handmaidens of the fucking oligarchy. Trump is the oligarchy, and it's just like, ugh. Every day just really highlights how much the Democrats fucking suck. I mean, it was probably Project 2025 because Trump loves that. Someone else has done the thinking for him. Executive orders can be countered, like, for instance, the denying birthright citizenship has immediately been blocked by a judge saying, well, that's unconstitutional. And it's like unconstitutional by definition. It's like literally the whole birthright citizenship is in the fucking Constitution. So Trump just unilaterally going, that's not a thing anymore, is by definition unconstitutional. Not like all these ridiculous fucking arguments about gun control where absolute assholes are either deliberately arguing in bad faith or are thick as shit and just go like, oh, unconstitutional. But this one, Trump literally just saying, a thing that's in the Constitution isn't a thing anymore. And it's like, well, it's by definition unconstitutional. No, Trump probably thinks he can. And with a Republican-controlled Congress, Senate, and Supreme Court, he could propose radical changes to the Constitution that might get ratified. My understanding is for an amendment to the Constitution to get ratified, a majority of states have to ratify it. Okay, we're on internet. Let's see if I can get a quick thing. How is a that auto completed. How is a constitutional amendment ratified? Constitutional amendment process is more complex than it first appears. Oh, dude, fuck off. There's adoption. There's two steps, adoption and ratification. The work that goes into completing each step means few get through. Without a successful adoption and ratification, they can't become law. It's a drawn-out process. US has seen very few amendments ratified and enacted. There are 27 amendments in total. Last amendment was in 1992. In 1924, there were 96 resolutions proposing amendments covering 30 different subjects. The majority were introduced to the House of Representatives. There was the proposal Equal Opportunity to Govern, which would allow naturalized citizens to run for president, and the proposal to abolish birthright citizenship. Two ways to get it adopted by Congress, put it to a vote in the Senate and the House of Representatives. Votes with a positive 2/3 majority can progress to the next stage. So right now that means 34 of 50 states need to vote in favor. This does not mean that 16 state representatives could vote against and lose, but there's a larger number of factors. Once approved by Congress, the amendment is sent to each state government. There's an alternative Congress could call a national convention. application legislature of 2/3 of the state. So yeah, apparently, if it makes it through House of Reps and the Senate, then 2/3 of states have to ratify it. Yeah. So if Trump actually proposed amendments to the Constitution, there is a strong chance it could get through the Congress and Senate. If it does, then 2/3 of states have to ratify it, which is very difficult. But who knows? There you go. Safa's calling you out, Heine. You were gone more than 10 minutes by maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Damn. Right. Well, you've been called out, buddy. Just saying. All right. Drinking non-alcoholic stuff now. So yeah, that's why there hasn't been a successful amendment to the Constitution for 30 years. That even if you can get House of Reps and the Senate to agree to it, then 2/3 of states have to agree to it. And that's the sticking point. Were there clouds today? I mean, probably. Not really looking at the moment. I don't know. So yeah, it's a complicated process. The old constitutional amendment. It's interesting, the whole thing about US president having to be a natural-born US citizen. If I remember my history right, huge asterisk. I might have read some bullshit once and believed it, and this might not be true. But my belief was in the early days of the American colonies and the independence, they were worried about an English person or someone likely to be sympathetic to England getting to be president and then handing over power back to England. So that was like, well, you have to have been born in the US. And that was protecting them from the Brits. That's my understanding. We attach a huge asterisk to that and say, there's a solid chance I don't know what I'm talking about. But I heard that somewhere once, read that somewhere once. My source may or may not have been accurate, but yeah. Oh, God, yeah, Rottweiler dude, we were just talking about that, actually, starting on the weekend. And fuck knows how long it's going to last. The Bureau is currently, because they only project 7 days out, and they're currently saying Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It could be for more days beyond that, or they might even revise some of the temperatures down. It's not all that accurate a week out, like it can be. But, you don't want to regard it as infallible truth because weather systems are so volatile. But they seem pretty sure it's like, it's going to start on Saturday and then just keep getting hotter. It's just going to keep getting hotter for at least 4 days. And it's just like, well, fuck. Like, it's funny, like when Mrs. Angry got an agreement from her boss that she doesn't have to go into the office on hot days because her car doesn't have air conditioning. I was like, so she's not going to go in on Monday. I thought, I'm probably going to go into the office on Monday. But if Tuesdays is hot, I'm just going to go, fuck no. I'm not going in. Oh, neat. Shooting star last night out your bedroom window. Cool. Sometimes you get lots of them. Her car. I bought it for it's an old Kia. It's just like a little hatchback. What are those tiny hatchbacks called? A Getz. No, that's a Hyundai, isn't it? Not a Kia. It's a Hyundai Getz. Tiny little thing. And the air conditioning broke a few years ago. And that's just stupid expensive to get. No, it was actually new when I got it for her. And getting the air conditioning fixed is just stupid expensive. Like going over $1,000. And so she just accommodates. But yeah, she talked to her boss about, like, because, she can be in the car for an hour and no air conditioning. And the boss said, yeah, you shouldn't come in on hot days. So yeah, if it was just Monday, I was going to go into my office. But it's looking like Tuesday as well. And I'm just going to go, yeah, no, fuck it. I'm just going to go, you'll understand. I'm not coming in. I will either, I'm going to toss a coin about which lie I'm going to tell, although it might not even be a lie, like, because hot weather regularly disrupts public transport. The tracks buckle or even the overhead wires fuck up. If I read like public transport is fucked, because it might be by Monday, I'll just work from home and just say, hey, yeah, public transport in my area is fucked. I'm working from home. But if there's no reports of public transport being fucked, I'll probably lie and say, Mrs. Angry is sick and I'm staying home, A, to look after her, and B, just in case it's contagious. Oh, you missed it. I was talking about, I actually watched the Star Trek movie over the weekend. Section 31 deals with one of my favorite bits of the Star Trek universe, the Mirror universe, and Michelle Yeoh. I'm completely on board with anything with Michelle Yeoh in it. Again, doing a spoiler-free review, I think it goes more like a standard sci-fi action film than a Star Trek film or story. They're clearly hoping it's successful, which will give them the confidence to do either another movie or a spin-off series. I think spoiler-free is really important for something that only went live on the weekend. It's on Prime. Yeah. So I would not be surprised. I actually haven't heard any reviews from Hardcore Trekkies. I wouldn't be surprised if Hardcore Trekkies were going, this isn't Star Trek, because, like I said, it is much more just a straight up sci-fi action movie than it is Star Trek. So, yes, it's on Paramount Plus, which I got mostly for Star Trek because Mrs. Angry's a big Trekkie. Do you know what I'm hanging out for? The new season of friggin' Strange New Worlds, because they've done 2 teasers for it, and one is, well, Paramount Plus is a subsection of Prime. That's how I found Paramount Plus. It is an extra subscription, and I think you can subscribe to Paramount Plus without being on Prime, but I treat it as Prime because that's where I found it. Yeah, but Strange New Worlds, they've done 2 teasers, and one was for what looks like a really funny episode, and one was for like hardcore action, fighting the Gorn. And so it looks, the ones where they're fighting the Gorn look fucking hardcore. So sorry, what's this rumors has that I assume that's an autocorrect thing. What has an awesome synopsis? Oh, I'm hanging out for new Andor. That's on Disney. So home for the elderly, en route, annual G7. 7 leaders of the world's wealthiest liberal democracies get lost in the woods, face increasing peril while attempting to draft a provisional statement. Oh, I know that movie. Yes, that's a few years old, yeah? I feel like that's a few years old. I'm sure I saw a trailer for it, but I feel like it was a few years ago. Oh man, I really like those mineral. Just was it really just last year? Yeah, I watched so many trailers on YouTube, but yeah, I definitely saw the trailer for that one. That sounds super familiar. Yes. Ah, dang, I'm a big fan of those things. Okay. I think I'm gonna remodel this space this week. Move that bed back and give me an extra space there. And I have to maybe another table so I can put shit over there, because this little, you can't really see. You just see me and the microphone's here. This desk is fucking crowded with shit. I might even put one of my drink trolleys there. And yeah, I mean, we're chilling. We're having a good time. We're chatting. We're looking at what's new. So Rumors is new in 4K. Okay. Yeah, this desk is actually stupid crowded. And I think if I move the bed back a bit and have an open space and I put either a table or maybe one of my old drink carts there and do it. Yeah, you cleaned a mini table. Nice. Yeah, we're just chilling, having chats. That's the whole fucking purpose of these streams. God, we're about to hit all the 5-year anniversaries of shit going south with COVID. It's going to be fun seeing the 5-year anniversaries come up. Like, 5-year anniversary of our first stay-at-home order. The Jura 2 that's got Nicholas Holtz in it. Yeah. Again, something I've watched the trailer for. I feel like I've seen that trailer as well. What was I thinking of? Have you? I was thinking. Okay, yeah. So I have seen the trailer for it. It's Nicholas Holt. I was thinking TV shows. Although, God, there's so many TV shows. What? Okay, so Mrs. Angry and I, on the weekend and last night, we watched the Star Trek movie. We had been rewatching Twin Peaks. Watched the third episode, and Mrs. Angry is just like, "Yeah, I'm just not feeling it. This is no." Yeah, I thought that was a Clint Eastwood movie. He might be a dick, but he's a very competent filmmaker. While serving as a juror in a high-profile murder trial, family man Justin Kemp finds himself struggling with a serious moral dilemma, one he could use to sway the jury verdict and potentially convict or free the accused killer. Oh, yeah. So what the dilemma is actually in the trailer. The Star Trek movie is actually quite short. It's only 1.5 hours, thereabouts. When I was watching it, I was legit thinking you maybe should have dedicated more time. Yeah, I won't even say, even though it's in the trailer, what the moral dilemma is. I won't even say, but it was interesting. TV shows. Well, there's so much. So, okay. So, Mrs. Angry decided we didn't want to watch Twin Peaks anymore. So we watched an episode of a sitcom, a British sort of drama. It's more comedy than anything. A British one. It's called Hitmen, but the characters are actually women. It wasn't bad, but the weirdest thing, it was only just over 20 minutes long. And I found myself going, this is a really long 20 minutes. So we only watched one episode of that and thought, yeah, this is not really doing it for me. And then we finally got around to watching the new version of Day of the Jackal, which is on Foxtel and Binge. Now that got us in. We only watched the first episode, but it's like, Okay, we are coming back. We're not going back to Twin Peaks. We're not going back to Hitman, but we are going back to Day of the Jackal. Yeah, I mean, I think Day of the Jackal is actually modeled on Pat's life story. I haven't heard that Richard Jewell is particularly good. Because as Clint gets older, he's getting more and more in his movies being a political message. So they're possibly only enjoyable if you like his political message. Same as the fucking Taylor Sheridan shows go, getting more and more with his conservative. Yes, I know exactly what you were talking about, Safa. The Hitman. Day of the Jackal is a Hitman. Oh, well, you're talking about Hitman. Sorry. Okay, Day of the Jackal is Hitman. Okay, so you think Richard Jewell's very good. Okay. I haven't seen it, so I probably shouldn't. I'm going to trust your judgment that Richard Jewell's good. 10 out of 10 on the Pat scale. Nice. Okay. It's kind of like, like I like Gran Torino. That must have been more than 10 years ago. And yes, I mean, Gran Torino is really racist. It's because it's really only white people know what's right in this world, and only conservative white people know what's right in this world. But structurally, Gran Torino is a beautifully put together film. I am doing my favorite because I have so many extras of this one. Lemon lime, my favorite. Sponsor me, Schweppes, you bastards. Was that Gran Torino? Yeah, I thought it was about 10 years ago. It's the same as Mel Gibson, a fucking asshole, but can put together a competent film. And in fact, Mel Gibson's based on available evidence, and there may be stuff I don't know, but based on available evidence, Mel Gibson is a much worse person than Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood largely just seems like someone whose politics I disagree with, whereas Mel Gibson is an actively fucked individual. You're getting bump, a request for the server. Sorry, what does... I don't 100% understand what you're saying. But I mean, speaking of your server, I might we get through some other things. Oh, yes. Sorry. Yeah, no. That's just getting promoted on Foxtel Binge at the moment. Oh, no. Isn't that on... Didn't they put that on Netflix? Not sure. Like, I might see if I can get Mrs. Angry into Better Call Saul. Is Severance on your server? Is it on Stan? I thought it was originally like on broadcast TV, although I could very easily be wrong. But yeah, I'd be meaning to ask you if Severance was on your server, because I'm not 100% sure. All right, keeping up with Severance, because yeah, I'll at some point I'll see if we can get Mrs. Angry into that, and possibly even Foundation. But my God, there is so much to watch. I heard the latest Taylor Sheridan Landman, which is about people trying to get oil in Texas or something. It's just this ridiculous, easily refutable, anti-renewable energy propaganda. It's kind of like even in the action ones like Lioness, he's fixated with these ridiculous fantasy right-wing talking points about terrorists coming across the southern border, and like China and Iran bringing terrorists across the Mexican border. It's just like, oh, for fuck's sake, you delusional goddamn weirdos. Oh yeah, Trump with the drill baby drill. And Yeah, and he's doing executive orders to say like the government's no longer going to fund any renewable or alternative fuel things, solar or wind. It's just like, hey, congratulations, America. You elected an actually insane person to be president. And for the 3 most popular new shows, Plex, the new Dexter show, yeah, Original Sin, that's what it's called. Something called Paradise, which I'm not familiar with, and Severance. Yes, Severance. Critics love Severance. Like it's got a. Everyone says good things about Severance. The concept is really good. These people agree to have some process done so when they're at work, they have no memory of who they are outside of work. And when they're outside of work, they have no memory of what they do when they're at work, which is a fucking brilliant concept, quite honestly. So I definitely want to watch that at some point. But yeah, you know, there's a whole bunch of stuff. And there's a whole fucking raft of spy action thrillers, like Prestige spy action thriller shows on all the streaming platforms with like big name people in them. We watched Black Doves on Netflix, which was pretty good. There's a couple on Prime that have big name casts, and it's like Foxtel Binge has Day of the Jackal. So there's just this. If you love spy action thrillers, you're fucking spoiled for choice at the moment. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Don't watch season 2 until it's finished. You hate waiting the week in suspense. Well, we were looking at like we watched the first episode of Day of the Jackal, and they're only putting 1 episode a week of that on. But it started like a month ago, so I think there's 4 episodes live now. So it'll be a while before we get through them, and then there'll be a couple more. And it depends how many episodes there are all up if we end up having to wait for some episodes. So Black Snow is on Stan. See, I don't have Stan, so I don't pay attention to anything that's on. But yeah, all the streaming services have sort of big budget prestige spy thriller shows. It's just a thing at the moment. Oh, okay. So, yeah, I tried to get Mrs. Angry to watch Succession, and she watched 1 episode and I'm not into it. I think I've watched like 4 episodes of it. There are just so many fucking shows, and can't keep up with them. That's why, you know, when we jokingly refer to pirating things, which we'd never do because that's bad, I just don't bother to, because it's like there's more things than what I can watch without pirating things. So it's like, oh yeah, another one, new season of White Lotus. This one's set in Thailand. White Lotus is a fun show. The independent series so far have basically nothing to do with each other. Free to air is absolute crap, and streaming has all the better shows. The free to air people fucked up big time getting sucked into the streaming thing. ABC still has good shows, but I don't watch that many of them. Hey Celtic, how are you doing? Oh yes, got you to do that in Minecraft? Yeah, no, only in Minecraft. It's just any time I tell stories about doing something that is criminal or morally questionable, I only did it in Minecraft. I didn't do it in the real world. The best stuff is definitely on, again, it sounds like a lefty wanker, but the best stuff is definitely on ABC and SBS. The commercial channels are just like those fucking unscripted shows, like Married at First Sight. It's just like, they suck so fucking much. Spicks and Specs, who does that at the moment? Is that still SBS? Oh my God. like, and I've said this a couple of times. Last time we were watching, the last thing we watched on a commercial thing was Resident Alien, and it was just get fucked. Just sports ad. I'm not exaggerating. One fucking ad break, 5 betting ads in a row. Okay, so I've been corrected. Safra and Amphitheology both saying Spicks and Specs is now on ABC. There you go. So there must be an independent production company makes it to Jump networks. Because am I crazy? Did it used to be on SBS? It's the same as the movie show moved from SBS to ABC. I don't know. I haven't watched any of it. I have just been reading. It's really over the top and quite silly anti-renewable energy propaganda. Maybe that's where I'm getting confused. Maybe Rockwiz was SBS and Spicks and Specs was always ABC. That could easily be my source of confusion. Now that you bring it up, I think that might be where I got confused. But it is super easy to confuse me. So who knows? So Greg, you're agreeing Spicks and Specs was always on ABC. Never mind the Buzzcocks, which is a British show. Might have been rebroadcast on SBS, yes. And I've watched a bit of that on streaming. Did I first watch Fox Sunset? No, here in Melbourne, actually. Got it for my young'uns. It was literally because they had like 6 kids channels and also music video channels. The kids were really into watching music videos as well. So Foxtel was... Oh, and I wanted it for the comedy channel, The Daily Show. Dubbo had Austar. I never had Austar. Dubbo did have Austar, though. Actually, maybe not even when I was at school. Maybe that appeared after I was at uni, because I remember my sister having it. But I don't think it's when I was there. So I'm not absolutely sure when Austar Satellite was in Dubbo, but a long time ago. I don't think Galaxy existed here. See, here's the thing. It would have been the richer households who had it, but I think it maybe wasn't available till after I left Dubbo. But that's still like, more than 30 years ago. So I'm genuinely not sure. Oh God, when I say more than 30 years ago, it might have been 40 years ago. Oh my fuck, I'm old. So goddamn. Jesus Christ. I grew up with one commercial channel and ABC, and that was it. And radio was ABC Radio, which was shit, and a local AM station, which was fairly shit. Oh my God. It was a fucking cultural desert, I swear to God. Ozstar in the late 90s. Oh, I'm sure there were some people who were, some fucking poor white trash. I'm sure there's someone rich in Dubbo. Just not me. Just not my family. Bound to be someone who was rich, though. See how many... Actually, there was probably the AM station, 2DU, DU for Dubbo, ABC, AM, and maybe Radio National as well, although I wouldn't swear to that. But I mean, ABC AM was fucked when I was growing up, and the commercial AM station was just top 40 music, which is pretty fucking bland. Like I said, cultural fucking desert. Not good. Nope. Because back in the day, it was like AM radio, and they didn't broadcast very far. Home Fidelity, Australia, Green Guide in the Age. You could get the Sydney newspapers in Dubbo, but we would get the TV Times and TV Week. There was a weekly magazine that people paid for. TV Times and TV Week. We were a TV Times household. I think TV Week outlasted TV Times. TV Week sponsored the Logies. But yeah, TV Times and TV Week, they had all the listings for all the country stations. They'd have ABC 7, 9, 10, but then they'd have the country stations as well. So that's how we knew what was on TV. We would buy magazines that said was on TV, but you would also get it in newspapers as well. Was Sydney a sensory overload after Bathurst? No, got a fair bit of sensory overload at uni, mate. It was, I mean, not that I was indulging, but Mitchell in Bathurst was fucking renowned for being one of the most alcohol and drug-fueled campuses in the country. So I was just laughing at other people, basically, because I wasn't drinking or doing drugs then. Did Dubbo get a daily magazine? I don't... Oh, Dolly. Well, yeah, newsagents had all the magazines. Did TV Times say what was on radio? I don't think so. Although it's taxing my memory a bit, to be sure. It also wasn't just the TV listings. There'd be all these feature articles about TV shows. I liked the format. Maybe it's just what I was used to. I liked the format of TV Times more than TV Week, because we would just get TV Times. Then when TV Week started appearing, and I think it had more money behind it, because like I said, it was sponsoring the Logies. I remember looking at TV Week and going, no, I don't like this. Don't like the way it looks. Don't like the layout. I'm a TV Times man. We would also, pre-internet, there would be magazines. Oh, obviously, there would be pop magazines, music magazines, movie magazines. There would also be magazines which were just song lyrics, because everyone wanted to know the song lyrics. And listening to the song over and over, you could get the lyrics wrong quite often. There were actually magazines, this was in the 80s, that just published song lyrics, so you knew for sure what the lyrics to songs were. Celtic Vidi's in a hospital, not because he's in the heat. He mouthed off to another homeless person, got assaulted. Keeps telling the hospital, what did he call his mum? Said she told the hospital that she has no contact with him because of his shit, so he'd never be contacted. Yeah. I don't know. I think the hospital should section him, honestly. Needs to have someone sort him out, that boy. Just come to a bad end. Home Fidelity remembers the song lyric magazines. Yeah, they were a thing. Mid-late 80s, maybe into the early 90s. Oh, yeah, little books attached to the front of the magazine. Yeah. I liked it. 80s and 90s, you would often get magazines that had a CD attached, like it was a promotional thing for the magazine. I got a few of those. Some of those CDs were really good. The compilations or special or rare tracks. There's some very good ones. And now it's all streaming or looking at the internet. The idea of paying for a newspaper or magazine that has this stuff in it seems ridiculous. Oh, yes. And the PC mags with games on a DVD or a CD-ROM? Yes, I got heaps of those. No, I don't think I ever bought one of those lyrics magazines. It was not my thing. I'm just very much aware of their existence. I think I finally threw out a really old British music magazine when I was sorting through stuff, which I bought because it had a 7-inch vinyl on it that had 4 good tracks on it. I did show off that 7-inch. It's in the box of 7 inches I showed off recently. When I was going through some files, I found the magazine. I think I might have thrown it out because, like, why have I still got this? What year did Dubber get internet? I don't fucking know. And my dad died when I was 21, which is a long time before the internet. I don't know that my mum ever bothered to get internet. So you used to buy the lyric mags but would chuck them, yeah. But you kept some Sega magazines from 91, 92, and 93. Nice. Yeah. The only old magazine I found was this British music magazine. Had the guy from Echo and the Bunnymen on the cover. But yeah, I mean, that was from the late 80s, and I'm going, Christ, why have I still got this? Oh, yeah, the old ads. Safa, I'm going to sound really cruel and heartless, but I hadn't been close to my dad since my early teens. It genuinely didn't mean much to me. Which maybe sounds harsh, but that's just the fucking way it was. That was the reality of my upbringing. So what are you going to do? Well, what I'm going to do is do my very best to not repeat that generationally. That's what I do. And I like to think I've done a reasonable job of that. So that's where we are now. Thanks, Celtic. This is a good one, Scott. I like this design. Also, this, and I know you just say it, but it's the thing. This one is quite different to a lot of shirts because it's like this on the front, and that's kind of typical. And the backs are usually either nothing or a repeat of what's on the front. But look at the back of this one. Look at that. Look at that. Crazy cat. So this shirt is unique in that way. I don't think I have another shirt like this that has one design on the front and a completely unrelated design on the back. So there you go. Yes, my kids still want to be part of my life, so that's half of that right here. And, I just want Trump to crash the US economy so these shirts get cheaper. Because at the moment, because our dollar is worth fuck all compared to the US dollar, these shirts are really expensive. So I need the value of the US dollar to crash. And preferably for ours to not crash worse. Preferably for me to not be on the fucking street or something. Coffee isn't strong enough shirt. Is it? You mean the one with... I thought that was the same on the back. Stand aside coffee. This is a job for alcohol. I thought that was the same on the back. Oh, okay. Here's the thing, Safa. Economics is imaginary. Money is imaginary. And there's difference in currencies because people think there should be differences in the currencies. It'll just fluctuate based on what people think. And currently, for the last year, say, people have thought the US dollar was worth more. most of the time, the US dollar is worth noticeably more than the Australian dollar. Parody means to make fun of. The word you want is parity, Parity. And for the longest time, the Australian dollar was tied to the US dollar. One Australian dollar was worth $1 US, and that has all sorts of complications. John Howard actually deregulated the Australian currency, and so it's floated on international exchanges. So then it just becomes gambling. The nature of international economics is nothing is perfect and things are always changing. You can just say $1 Australian is worth $1 US as the government, but that then has you might actually be right, Homefieldy. You might have actually caught me out there. Let's go. Who deregulated Australian dollar bills, y'all? It was the Hawke and Keating governments. Currency float. See, they were fucking neoliberals. They were just introducing the same policies as Reagan and Thatcher. Yes. You know, okay, I can legit trace to why I thought that. John Howard actually gave a speech at my uni when he wasn't in government, and someone thought he should say the deregulation was a bad idea. And he went, no, that's the only thing the Hawke Keating government have ever done that I agree with. And I was literally just remembering, I saw John Howard defending deregulating the dollar, but he was actually just saying, even though it was Hawke Keating, you reminded me of where it actually came from. Yeah, I know I was wrong on the internet. Oh my God. 70s and 80s John Howard just had ridiculous, out of control eyebrows that like seriously came up to about fucking here. Like what is he, a werewolf? What causes that? Oh, politics fucking sucks, dude. It's evil and soul destroying. And I could not possibly be in a political party. I couldn't toe the party line. At a certain point, you know, I would just, you know, say the other people in the party were fuckwits. And it's just ugly. Is John Howard Italian? I don't think it's not a very Italian name. But yeah. So yes, the Hawke Keating government deregulated the banking sector, including floating the dollar. But yes, there's complications on, and I'm not good enough at economics to explain it exactly. But there's complications like with anything, like the gold standard. Some people say, oh, the government should have to have a store of gold. And it's like the gold standard causes massive economic crashes on the regular. But it's just like, you know, bullshit profiteering capitalism causes terrible problems. Like I said a few times, and people say, oh, I'm not a communist. I'm a leftist. It's like, yeah, I'd support a capitalist system if everyone involved in the work that actually created the wealth of oligarchs was fairly rewarded for their work, and companies were required to pay for the damage they caused in their wealth generation. Like the idea that mining companies and energy companies and manufacturers don't have to pay to fix the pollution they cause while generating their wealth, that's fucking farcical. It's just like, you can't cause massive problems for other people and just reap all the benefit for yourself and suffer none of the consequences. It's just fundamentally fucking stupid and unsustainable. But, you know, we are captured by powerful interests. What are you going to do? Sharpen your guillotine blade, maybe. I don't know. So I'm going to have, just to make the orange peel extra flavor for Mrs. Angry, put a little more splash of that liqueur in there. So, and that's going to be that. Ugh, what are you doing to me? Come on, orange peel, get down the bottom there. Get some flavor into your orange peel. Well, we were doing political philosophy, certainly. Not as regularly as me. I mean, if you drank alcohol once a year on the same day every year, that would be drinking alcohol regularly. There's a new hard quiz. I don't watch that religiously, but it is enjoyable. I find hard quiz quite enjoyable. And again, because I'm really bad at the passage of time, so whereas Tom Gleeson, I assume, is my age or older. Let's quickly look up Tom Gleeson's age. Born. Oh, he's 50. But just because I'm bad at the passage of time, because I became aware of him when he was in his 30s. So I just kind of, in my head, Tom Gleeson's in his 30s, because that's when he got famous to me. Okay, it's bedtime, so I'm going to eat the cherries. Well, like date nights, Mrs. Angry and I do cocktails. She's very non-alcoholic. She's very English. She likes tea. She likes these mineral waters that I drink. I think Aidsy was friends with Tom Gleeson. Oh, again, I saw some of Sean McAuliffe talking about your generation. I did enjoy it. Didn't watch a lot of it. Like Tom Gleeson might have performed at the benefit for Aidsy after he recovered from the flesh-eating bacteria. Aidsy wasn't a heavy drinker, but he, I think he drank beer and stuff. Did he have Tom Gleeson's phone number? I have no idea. But yes, it's date night this weekend, so no stream on Saturday night. But plan is, Mrs. Angry and I are going to check out a new place, because a while back we went to a new place and it was good, but I noticed this place across the road and thought, that also looks good, we should go there. And so we're trying a new place. So it's kind of like upmarket pub. So, if we go back, it's a combination of the food and the cocktails being good. Like if we go to a place where the food is really good and the cocktails are just good, we'll go back. Or if we go to a place where the cocktails are really good and the food's just good, we'll go back. Favorite places are definitely really good food and really good cocktails. So we'll see what this place is, where it is on the spectrum. Have I got tomorrow? Oh, an alarm. I guessed what the poem was. Yes, I made a point on Monday afternoon of switching all my alarms back on. They'd been off. Oh, so fucking sport. We have world-class food and drinks at really reasonable prices. And if you're a rich prick who wants to go for really over-the-top places, I don't go to the really over-the-top places. But oh yeah, I cut out. I'm getting the bad message. So given my bandwidth has just gone to shit for no apparent reason, that seems like good an excuse as any to sign off. So I'm going to sign off. In all probability, we'll be back for a Thursday night stream. Yep, that's 2 hours. Ooh. And I meant to have a proper discussion with you about the Desposito cocktail, because we could do a simple one or a radical one. So we should talk about that on Thursday night, the Desposito recipe, and maybe make it on Friday night. I already ate the cherry. Were you not paying attention? Good night, one and all. And if you're around, I'll see you on Thursday. But